Good afternoon, everyone. Jose J. Garcia, real estate investor, coach, and mentor. Quick video for you. And I want to make this quick video because I got my reps out there posting, looking for deals, inventory, doing their thing, right? But they sent me a couple of deals, and they're not deals by any means, but it caught my attention because here is what the market is doing is the numbers can be all over the place, just depends on the market numbers. One city, county, state is not going to be the same as the next one over or the one before or wherever it may be. You have to do your number, your due diligence, and make sure that you are comping for one correctly, accordingly, so that you know that the differences are. I believe you can do business all across the board, USA, different markets, but you have to adapt and you have to know what those numbers are. So what I want to show y'all, okay, and I'm not going to make this video long, but I want to show you what I'm talking about on some of these deals potentially. Okay, so here is number one, and I'm not going to flag this post. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to leave it alone. Let it be as is. But here is a perfect example of. Okay, now if you know your numbers, you know your markets, and you know the areas of Bibb County, Monroe County. This is Georgia, of course. So you would be able to immediately pinpoint and start doing some comping, doing some due diligence and figuring out what is a move-in ready, for instance, mobile home can go for. Okay, that's because it's always the top number. You start the what is the final ARV, meaning the after repair value. What can I sell it for? Example, look at my background. Well, if I could have one of these move-in readies, what can I sell it for? Now, anything that anybody's selling me that is not move-in ready, I'm going to take away from. That's the formula that we use. Example, okay, so we have a two-bedroom, I imagine one bathroom, and I'm going to show you a couple of the pictures on here. So right away, picture number one, okay, there we go. So it needs a new roof. No big deal. It is what it is. It could use a new roof really on the siding, and I do not like the siding of this here. So I would say maybe even put upgrade vinyl. It just depends on, but you could put a layer of coating of exterior paint that could protect some of it, fix the skirting, and really dress it up, okay? But as we start looking at obviously the example here, okay, and I'm not obviously pinpointing the elephant in the room at this point, but I'm going to go ahead and do so. 16,000. Okay, so this is in my mind. 16,000. This is what I'm going to buy for $16,000. Okay, exterior. Obviously there's some issues here on the outside as well, which again I don't like this wooden side. Nothing against it, but it damages a lot quicker. When you have metal on metal, that is the most durable because it's metal on metal. Even when it rusts, you're able to paint it, protect it, both the roof and the sides. This wood stuff here, the problem with it is that a lot of this skirting section right here, it'll start trapping water. And when it rains and it starts trapping water, it starts to mold and really tear the inside of the skirting, the siding of the mobile home, and then it starts growing and growing. So you start going up, and you'll see some of these mobile homes that maybe the skirting isn't even on there anymore, and you'll see all these chunks all across where it's just deteriorating. That's from water that was trapped once upon a time, just sitting there on there. But let me keep going, okay? So again, skirting needs some dress up, no doubt. But again, the roofing that's number one. We have to put a whole new roof. I imagine they started some of it here and they just haven't finished. Assumption. But inside of they've done some painting. Obviously, they've dressed it up some. Carpet, I don't know if it's new, looks kind of like it. But even some of these wall sockets are sticking out. And look, guys, I mean, here's a view of the living room. So it looks like some of these sections are pieced up, and you got to pay attention because if you have particle board in mixed with real lumber, that could also be an issue. Real lumber is the way to address and obviously fix the flooring. This section, I don't know if it's particle or not, but again, it's not a finished product by any means. You got to put carpet, or I would do vinyl in this living room. The countertop looks a little damaged here. I could be wrong, but again, this is not a finished product by any means. Now, I go into the area of the market before I even look at any product, meaning the mobile homes, and I put numbers together. What is a two-bedroom, one-bath, two-bedroom, two-bath move-in ready mobile home selling for? In this specific area, which we are talking about Central Georgia, you're talking about anywhere from around 19 to maybe 21,000. That's move-in ready. There's nothing need to be done. Okay, it's not a perfect home by any means. It is a used mobile home, but it's something that you can come in and move in. That's not what we're looking at here. You're talking about the roof needs to be done. The siding has some damage. The skirting needs to be addressed. All the sections here, I don't know unless I get out there and review it personally. But even when I look on the inside and I see a lot of this stuff here like this, sockets are coming out of the wall there. A lot of this dress up needs to be done. There's obviously no trim around, which that's fine. But if it's put together correctly, there's a lot of things you can do. The kitchen looks in this demeanor, obviously still needs vinyl. I don't know if this is actually sealed. I don't like how much the cracks look on this here, which, there's ways to fix that as well. But again, we're keep thinking about the numbers. Okay, there's another view of it. So when you're thinking about, as an investor, and if you're in buyer and you're coming in, that's a whole different thing. But again, look at the sockets just coming out of it. That's not good. These things need to be addressed. So in my mind, I'm thinking if I was an investor and I come in and looking to buy this one to fix whatever else is needed and put it on the market, there's no money to be made at that point because unless you're going to keep it as a rental for many, many years to become, and even so, these are not the numbers that you should be looking at. How do you do the formula? These are the things that we teach you because we help you work backwards. If I just told you that's anywhere from 18 to 21,000, let's just say safe number 20,000, move-in ready, all in 20K. Okay, anything under that needs to be upgraded or fixed. That's going to be numbers going above that. I don't see how you can make profits at this point. Now, let's look at some of the description real quick. So, serious inquires only. I don't blame you there. If you're not here to buy or be serious about it, keep moving. Oh, that was another issue. So here is now another issue. So now you're not only selling me a 2-bedroom, 1-bath at the price that is, I'm not going to pay for that, but you're telling me right away that you do not have a title because you're letting it be known that you have a bill of sale only. We just got through having the T22 bin verification call 2 weeks ago. And this is one of the biggest issues is because if you do not have a title, now we can get you a title, but you're talking about time frame and you're talking about maybe another $500-600 worth of, again, from our side, because we're not going to buy this and resell it with a bill of sale. You cannot register a mobile home with a bill of sale only. So that's a problem with it. Asking 16,000. That's the bumpy roads. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Okay, has been renovated with the new drywall, and they go on to tell you all these things on here. So and they even put it in Spanish. So good on that. Whoever's posting this, definitely good job on posting both English and Spanish. Well, worst case scenario, you can put we speak Spanish and you can just use Google Translate. But anyway, I'm not taking away from y'all. This is your home. You decide on how and what you want to sell. But bottom line is when I look at this mobile home here, it's not, the numbers don't meet that. And this is where, as an investor, you have to know your numbers. Because if you're coming in and you're overpaying for the mobile home immediately, you already set yourself up to a failure. Okay. I want to show y'all one more on this as well. And again, these are coming from my leads from my reps doing their job. So they just things that they're pointing out. I'm studying the markets. We're looking at them, and it's just there's no deals there. So here's another one. Okay, so the first one was sell up, obviously the number into the mobile home. Now let's talk about lot rents. Now again, different cities, different counties, different markets you have to pay attention to. The lot rents that we pay down here in, let's say, Atlanta, Georgia, are not going to be the same lot rents we pay down in Venice Beach, Florida, Fort Myers, West Palm, Miami. The numbers are crazy high, but there's a reason behind it. The numbers meet the demand. And when you think about it, we do have a few mobile homes in Venice Beach, Florida, for instance. We are paying, I want to say, what is it, 1,300 lot rent. 1,300, I can't recall. It's for the lot rent. It includes nothing, by the way. But it is inside of a 55+ community park. It is outstanding. I mean, the park that you see in the background does not meet what that one looks like. So we do have a few rent-owns on there, and I think we're right around 2,000-ish, give or take. So again, the spread is there. The lot rents are definitely high, but that meets the demand. So you kind of have to keep in mind of that. Now, some of you may still say that's not an area I want to be. I don't disagree. Let's say that for whatever reason, if we have to hold on to that property for 2, 3, 4 months per se, that's $1,200 a month. That may put you under the hole pretty quickly. Just depends on the investment that you're obviously paying attention to on there. But this one right here, Fayetteville, Georgia. So now we're looking into more a little bit north of Georgia, heading up towards this is, I want to say this is Kennesaw, Marietta, those kind of areas. So beautiful areas and high demand for sure, no doubt. But let's look at this one here. So, and I'm not here to critique anybody selling their mobile homes, but when you have 3 pictures, it's not going to do it. There's not one inside picture. And I mean, my goodness, you couldn't wait till daylight to take pictures of this, get better lighting. So that's not a good on that. But let's focus on here. So 2-bedroom, 1-bath, another 2-1. Mobile home for sale. Lot rent is $800 a month. Includes water, trash, and sewer. Well, I'm glad it includes those. And for this amount, you better include lawn care and a meal every other Tuesday. So, but let me keep moving. Located in Fayette County, in a mobile home park. The community has a pool, park, and is very nice. Again, I'm not here to critique anybody, but if you're an investor and this is how you post it, eliminate your position immediately. This is not how we post something like this. I would have put it on here something a little bit more like, hey, great opportunity, first time owner, maybe investor also, if they allow. This is a beautiful 2-bedroom, 1-bath located in a community that includes water, trash, and sewer. Lot rent is $800, but there's opportunity. Anyone interested, I can send you different pictures. Look, there's a lot of way to post this on here. That's not what I'm focusing on this video here. My focus on here right now is $800 a month. At $800 a month, is there a profit? Now here, let me remind you of this here. Just because lot rents may be high and there's not a spread, it could just mean you need to focus on a different exit strategy. If y'all been following me for a while and you follow my social media, I talk about Columbus, Georgia quite a bit, and that's because that's one of my very early on careers, as you can call it, mistakes I made. The mistake I made was that I can come in and create a lot of rentals at the time, and I could not. Why? Because the lot rents were so high that they almost met the rental rates in the area. Now in Columbus, we're talking about 425, 450 at the time lot rents, and the rental rates were around 500 to 525 or 550. That's about $100 spread, if you will. That's not a good business to come into and say, I want to do rentals. Now, it does not mean that you cannot come in and do wholesales. You cannot do flips, okay? You can be a connector, maybe the middleman. So there's a lot of things that you still can come in. Now, I'm not saying that at $800 there is no profit. What I am saying is that you need to focus on the area. So what I want to do is I could go into rental properties. I could call the mobile communities. I could call apartment complexes and look up this area and see what is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath going for in this area. If they tell me, oh, well, if it's a mobile home, a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, rents for around, not the lot rent, rents, the mobile home itself, rents for around $1,200 to $1,500. Well, then this is not that big of a factor anymore, because you're talking about that's half of what I can get. What I don't want them to say is, well, for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath mobile home, you can get around $900 to $925. That's a problem. You see what I mean? So that means that for $800, lot rent minus the 100, 125, that's not a good profit for anybody. So just focus on a different exit strategy. But look, I made this video here real quick because I'm looking at those and I keep hearing about these people, the investors talking about markets and numbers. They don't meet, they don't match. And again, I think part of the mistake that a lot of investors make is that you're comparing one market to another. You cannot do that. Even if you're talking about, you could have 2 mobile home parks, and we've seen this. You could have 2 mobile home parks side by side. One of them charges $250 lot rent and the other one $450. I cannot believe they charge $450 over there. Well, I can, because it was a bit of difference. Don't forget, there's also grading of mobile home parks. If a park is an A+ or A-, you cannot compare the comps there to a C or D mobile home park. Very different. This one has management. This one looks like basically the background of mine. There's rules, there's regulations, there's community park managers that drive through every day. They keep violations, and all these things may seem like a negative, but they're actually all a positive because it keeps the community clean. If you go into the C park and the D park, there's no real management in sight. As a matter of fact, they probably manage it virtually, which doesn't work out, by the way. People are working on their vehicles, there's drinking, there's drug activity. So again, you cannot comp those two things. But wanted to make this video, if it helps you, all these things are what we coach you, teach you on, is to look for. Obviously, we're trying to make you the best, most successful investors out there. And it all starts by collecting the right data, the right numbers. You have to know your stuff, and basically before you start investing. When I look at some of these markets, I'm quick to look at numbers first and then the product. Mobile homes, we understand. So I hope this helps. Visit GarciaMHU.com. Thank you for watching.